Making sure everything is fine. I'm not sure if we are fine. Live. Still learning about this, guys. Still learning. Okay, we are live. Let me double check. Hello, hello. What? Hello, hello. Hey, Wololo. How you doing? Are you already on the stream? Let me move it here. Listen. Okay, 4 people are watching. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. What a week! What's happening? I've made 2 simple videos. I was like just quick simple videos, and yeah, it exploded. It's like nice to see you. Guys, if you can comment something just to say that you are live, that I know that you here, that would be great. 5 people watching. So I prepared myself few topics to talk about. Frame Pacer is a new app that I've got very excited. I think maybe too excited, and people thought that it maybe was too much, that I'm like selling the app. I have, like, it's not my app. I just like the idea. I like the fact that more people are even talking about this, that this is a subject. For like over 10 years, for 15 years, frame pacing, almost nobody was talking about. People were limiting FPS with FreeVatuner statistics server for 10-15 years, and usually using the default settings, because not many people even talked about this. Yeah, they were showing like better graph, but there were no alternatives. Some people did, of course. Of course, some people did. Some people knew about different settings, different limiters, but most people didn't even know they were using FreeVatuner for 10 years, and they wasn't aware there are like 4 limiters in one app. And because there are 4, you also have a question. So what's the difference? Because for a lot of people, limiting FPS is just less FPS, isn't it? Like, what's the? Hey, hello, hey bro, hey Wololo. By the way, thank you for Wololo for all the support. Wololo is doing great job on our subreddit. We've got subreddit, ladies and gentlemen. It's not very active yet, but Wololo is doing a hard job putting content there. Content there. Joe sees gun. Hi, thanks for covering this topic. Of course, man. Of course, somebody has to. I'm really shocked. So little people talk about this. Everybody's focusing on about 1% law. By the way, 1% law was such a misunderstood topic. You have like the beginning when you know nothing about performance and you just looking at the FPS. Then you level up and you obsessed about 1% law. 1% law is the king, only 1% law matters. And then you learn more what it even means about frame pacing, and you can influence how 1% law behaves. And then again, it's like looking back, it's like this is kind of useless stat in a way. And especially with all these apps reporting 1% law differently, a lot of people had no idea 1% law is 1% law. Like, what you talking about? How it can be even different? For me, it was like mind blowing. I had so many mind blows that I don't know if something left, because I constantly have some mind blowing moments. Like, and the same was with 1% law. And I mentioned that on my previous stream. I believe gamers Nexus had the same moment, and when they realized how partly, I'm not sure if it's BS is a good word, but what 1% law means, how benchmarking works, I think they've got really discouraged about benchmarking when they started talking about frame pacing, algorithms, 1% laws. And since then, since I think they made a video about animation error, very few people talk about this. They pretty much stopped benchmarking. Now they're talking about very different subjects. Now, Guys, I need to warn you about my skill issue. I have horrendous skill issue. And the problem for you is that only you bear the consequences. My skill issue is I'm very bad at reading comments. I've got told off. Oh, hello, Glenn. I've got told off about this, that I cannot read comments. I miss like 80% of comments. If I don't read your comments, you have really good question and I miss that good question, don't be afraid to repeat yourself. I'm that bad. I literally, I don't know if it's blind or dyslexia, but dyslexia is only working with YouTube comments. I think I have like 10 to 11, and only then I cannot read. So Glenn, no, Josie, okay, I need to read aloud. Josie's gone. I feel like it's so gratifying to squeeze the most out of the hardware, understanding the hardware limitation, but getting the most optimal smoothness experience in such enticing topic. Of course. You know what? Let's keep it here. I think that's better. Is it better? You see the comments, but you also see what I'm dealing with if I have a delay. Because for some reason on my previous live stream, I had, I think, like 1 minute delay. So you typed and I've seen the comment like 1 minute later. So if you see the delay is big, please let me know. Like once in a while, please let me know. Oh, it's like 10 seconds delay or 15 seconds delay or 60 seconds delay. And then, yeah. Glenn, best RTS, best Riva Tuner statistics ever algorithm for stable VRR for DirectX 11 games and is frame pacer, I guess, is good for it, and is NVIDIA control panel FPS limiter for VR. Keep up the great work, bro. Amazing channel. Thank you so much, Glenn. Thank you so much. I love it. By the way, this channel, this stream is sponsored by you, by comments, by support. Pretty much that's the drive of this channel. Having comments, having support from you, having questions from you, educating me. That's all it is that drives this channel. So thank you so much for that. I love you guys. Hey, is CashOS kernel worth it over Zen? Now, there's two questions. There are two questions. The safe question for me is to say, absolutely, yes, CashOS is the best. CashOS is amazing. That's the safe answer for me too, because there's so many people using CashOS and it's amazing distribution. But from my perspective, the difference between all those kernels performance-wise or on AMD GPU, it's close to zero. I mean, there is something, but on my PC, the performance difference is so small, it's not worth mentioning. But what I like about CashOS, the new features. They introduce new features, probably the first ones on the market. For example, I'm using double TV for my monitors. I'm using small monitors now, but normally I'm using 4K TVs, and I need dual HDMI, and dual HDMI doesn't work well on Linux, so I need converters, and CashOS has better support for converters. So for example, some converters don't have VRR on most operating systems and distros, but CashOS applies some additional patches and it works. So that's what's great about CashOS, that new features come in first to them. Okay, that CashOS, VRR. Yeah, VRR, I'm surprised. This is a new thing to me about VRR, how little people talk about VRR stability, and how it was pretty much ignored. We had very good 1% loss, especially with frame pacing algorithms applied. But when you check VRR, it's all over the place. And you change to another frame limiter that may have worse numbers in Riva Tuner, but it's got better VRR stability and completely different experience. Wololo, yes, subreddit is fire. I think it's going to be the best subreddit in the world, like PC wise, technical, optimization, memes. Oh, I love memes. I can't access Discord. What? What have you done, Wololo? Why you can't access Discord? About your current speech. I agree about low FPS frame pacer and Riva Tuner statistics server is great. Hello, Senrov. Senrov, that's how I pronounce hello. Hello, man. Nekuro. Would you recommend frame pacer even if it's early stage? Okay, I've got very excited about frame pacer because I love the subject. I'm obsessed about 1% low. There was for me no option in my mind to not have it. Not because it's better or worse. I just had to have it and test it. It's like no option. And it's paid application, but it's a price of a coffee. I wanted to buy the guy a coffee because it's the first app on Steam that touches the subject. Yes, we've got Riva Tuner statistics server, and some may say, oh, but it's free. It's free, but it's not for free completely. It's MSI, it's sponsored by MSI, it's big money behind that. Or Intel present one, for statistics. Yeah, Intel, sponsored. And if I'm not mistaken, when you install MSI, you are offered some antivirus or something like that, some bloatware. When this one, there's no advertisement, nothing, very small application. But anyway, for me, it was no option in my mind to not try it. Doesn't matter if it's better or worse. I hoped it will be better, of course. And it's good. I still prefer MSI Afterburner because I'm a nerd, and I'm a big nerd, and I love the subject, and I've learned how to use it. But a lot of people have no idea that this application has 4 limiters, and there is any difference between them. When here, I can recommend frame pacer, and I know when somebody plays apply, it will be the optimized settings. Nothing can be set wrong. Now, different limiters can work different in different games on different PC for different things. If you want to optimize for latency, then this is not the app. But for single player games, like console-like feeling on a controller, this is good. But what I like, what the guy did, is I really agreed how he balanced the latency and smoothness. Like for me, it's the sweet spot. So in my head, in my understanding, he really understands the subject. Or that's my ego talking because I believe that I'm right, and he agrees with me, so we're both right. So that's the idea. And I hope this application will have competition. That's my hope, that we'll have more of them, plenty of them. The same, for example, we have lossless scaling. Why there is only one lossless scaling and no competition? It's good app. Again, price of a coffee, or maybe 2 coffees for lossless scaling. But only one app. One app that in some cases is like the best solution. People buy a second GPU for lossless scaling alone because it's got this cool feature. And it's got frame generation times 20 and adaptive frame generation before NVIDIA for, not for free, but for a price of a coffee. No need for 5090. Senrov, would you recommend frame pacer? Yeah, that's it depends for whom. I'm still probably going to use MSI Afterburner more, but I like this simplicity. I don't need to worry. I don't need to go and check if I apply the correct setting, if I didn't reset for testing, for benchmarking. And also what I have problem with MSI sometimes, I'm closing the app, and for example, Riva Tuner, it's somewhere hidden, and I need to go to Task Manager and find where is it, why the FPS limiter is still applied when I close the app. So sometimes it's a little bit unstable, this one for me. But I still prefer this one overall. But I love this one. I love idea of this app. And I was very happy I can buy the guy, the dev, a coffee. So that's my way of thinking. Josie Gunn, how does frame pacer perform with, say, 30 FPS lock and frame gen to 60 FPS? I've done very little testing, and from my experience, it works excellent. From my experience, the algorithm used in this one, which is very similar, from what I know, it's not the same because the algorithm here is not open sourced. It just behaves very similar, and the algorithm, in my opinion, is the sweet spot for when you combine with lossless scaling. And more people actually tested that. There is one guy on Hardware Unboxed Discord channel, and he was testing MSI, and he also find out that front edge sync, which is similar to this one, also has the best stability for lossless scaling up. So I would say yes, but the mileage may vary. Every PC is different, every game is different, people have different opinion, different preference. Some people will say, oh, this is too much latency, or something else may happen. So this is no guarantee. We are just, yeah, people with different opinions. I was trying to find the fire emoji. Bro, you are fine. You are fire. You are fire here. You bring the warmth and fire to this Discord, to the chat. Thanks for your informative videos. G-Sins. Yeah, I was talking G-Sins. That's what I thought. That's how you pronounce. So in old days, Bis Kid 1, yeah, I was talking G-Sins, V-Sins. I've learned, I improved, leveled up. G-Sync, huh? Pro. I'm a pro now. Are the settings for both single... No. Single player settings and online settings are very often the exact opposite. The thing with frame pacing algorithms, it's like RPG game. You are level 100 and you need to distribute your points, and you need to decide how much points you level up smoothness and how much you level up lower latency. But you have only 100 points. Are you going full on latency because latency is the king? That's the optimization. You optimize for latency. What you talking about? There's no other optimization. That's how you optimize. More latency, which means more frames, 1000 hertz monitor. There are one group of people that are like that, and they don't understand the other group of people who play normal games, just relax after work, and they want smoothness at 60 fps. They want smoothness, so they level up smoothness, and the latency it's worse. So that's how it works. It's a balancing act. There is no other way. You cannot have 100 points, so 200 points from only 100 available. That's a balancing act between latency and smoothness. You have to choose. Are you going 50-50 balance between you going full on one or another? Up to you. Who sponsored the stream? Bro, you, all of you, you are the sponsor of the stream. This sponsor is brought to you by you guys. Okay, thoughts on half sync on GC. This I don't have much experience, Senrov, about half VSync, no G-Sync, no limiter. It's not easily available on AMD. I only own AMD at the moment. By the way, I'm so bad at reading. Look, I'm skipping. So I don't have NVIDIA. I don't at the moment access to all NVIDIA features to test. I'm just a guy. I'm just one of you. I have one computer. If you've got NVIDIA and somebody ask you about AMD, opinion about AMD, maybe if you hate, oh, this is piece of crap. So no, but if somebody would ask you, you wouldn't know. So at the moment, I don't know. What I know, Senrov, that for some people, it's the best solution. But it depends of your PC, how good your VRR is. Some VRR, guys, I've seen some VRR, and it can be so atrocious. It's like literally, I couldn't believe some VRR, it can go from 60 to 300 in 1 second. It's so unstable. I'm lucky with my VRR, so I always prefer VRR. But on monitors with unstable VRR, this can be the best solution by far. Okay, I missed you. I'm sorry. Matthews, Thiago. Good afternoon. Late in Brazil. Haha. Love the content with FreeSync. Do you use VSync in Adrenaline? Like, I add VSync sometimes, or I like don't care, because if I use VRR and I don't hit maximum refresh rate, at least on AMD, I don't know if it's the same on NVIDIA, below maximum refresh rate, it does nothing. VSync does nothing. I've heard some people said that that's supposed to be, if you have, for example, 120 hertz monitor and you limit your FPS to 60, or you have around 60 FPS, I suppose to have like proper VSync at 60 FPS, but I don't. Like I don't feel that. I can go to 65. Like it's not like completely locked with VSync. So I don't know if it's just my PC, if it's with NVIDIA, if it's my monitor. For me, it's definitely not the best solution only for my PC, but I know for a fact it is amazing solution for other people. And the only way to know is to test it. Unfortunately, there is no other way. And a lot of people would love to have like direct answer, easy answer. Just do this, do this, do this step. 3 steps to perfection. I cannot do that. I mean, I can show you 3 steps to perfection on my PC for my liking, but the best I can do for you is just to show you different options that you can check and see what works best for you. Origination. What is your guess on what type of algorithm the Frame Pacer app uses? From what I know, it uses its own algorithm because the source code is closed. There's no source code available for MSI Afterburner, so it's not easy to know unless somebody decompile and kind of get access. Sorry, I need to drink something. Let me think for a moment as well. It's my time for my brain to catch up. Okay, very good question. So from what I know, Frame Pacer is using its own algorithm. Unique, it's not a copy from other algorithms. However, I was kind of certain, 100% certain that it's a copy of Front Edge Sync. And maybe it is, but from what I know, it isn't. It just behaves the same, but it's not the same algorithm. It just gives very similar, not identical, by the way. The results are not identical. It's just super close. You need a microscope to see the difference, but there is a difference. So it's not the same algorithm, but it's super close to Front Edge Sync from MSI Afterburner. Super close. And it's some, let me actually open the app. Can I open the app? Or something will break? I will put a limiter on OBS and okay, very big window. So I will show you. And look at this window. Why is so big? Why is so big? Why it's so big? It's huge. And my settings, look, 100%. So, bro, why Windows is like that? Why Windows is like that? What's wrong with this guy? What happened to his head? So we go to setup. Sorry, look, and I cannot bring it down. I'm lucky that the options are visible. So I think it's this setting. It sets, this doesn't matter, Front Edge Sync. And now the results are somewhere in between having that or that. This alone makes very little difference. It makes some difference, but not that much. And that Frame Pacer is like somewhere in between, having this option off or on. It's good. It's good. I like it. If I would recommend to somebody who is not like doesn't like all this tweaking, I would say, yeah, just use this app. And I'm then certain that he uses optimized settings for like single player games. Is that answer your question? By the way, how is the delay? How long is the delay? When you see here, I'm reading here, and what you see on the screen. Like, is it the same? Regarding Steam. Okay, no. Okay. Josie's gone. Regarding Steam Deck, I was thinking if it would be possible to lock the base frame to what? 22.5 FPS. And frame, okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. I'm not very experienced with that. The best way to know is to try, but I no, it should be possible because FPS are not FPS. FPS are actually translated from milliseconds. It's how many milliseconds. Let me show you something. I will show you how the FPS are calculated. We see FPS, but computers don't see FPS. Computers see milliseconds. Let's say, what is that? 22.5. I cannot do that. Can I? 22. Can I do? No. Okay, I cannot. Okay, 22. Okay. 22 once again. Maybe enter. 22. Now when you press this one, you translate to frame time. Frame rate, frame time. Frame rate, frame time. Computer see frame time. We see frames. It's translated to us for us to understand what really happened. So maybe it's possible, but I have no idea. Let's remove it because maybe I'm putting a limit on OBS or something. The best way is to try. Well, Lolo, my iPhone broke that way. That's why. Okay. Sorry to hear that your iPhone broke. Oh my God. I'm so slow at reading. Guys, a warning to new people. I have a skill issue in reading comments. I'm very bad at reading comments. Small element to run fast. Sometimes I can wait a larger one to crawl as I work on my laptop. That makes sense with the point system applied to that for me. I refunded Frame Pacer today. Yeah, I think it is better. I think it is better. I explained my approach about Frame Pacer, why I like it. I like the idea. Let's 21. Depends on one's perception. You can be okay, it's not even just opinion. It depends on one perception. You can be latency dominant or visual smoothness dominant. I'm very much in first camp. My hands feel more than my eyes see. So it also depends if you use mouse and keyboard or a controller. There's a massive difference between using a mouse and keyboard and controller. With a controller, I can use VSync. With a mouse and keyboard, I cannot use desktop at 60 FPS. I have 60 FPS here and it feels sluggy. Just the desktop. Okay, I don't know. Should I? Hello, Mark. Bro, I'm so bad. It's hilarious. I'm so bad at reading comments. Sometimes I need a small LLM. Okay, this simplicity of frame pacer is great. I like that. But RTS is free. Yes. Open. Is it open source? Is RivaTuner statistics server open source? Is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. Is it? I was wrong. Maybe I thought it is in open source. More control. I use RivaTuner with an 80 FPS cap while playing Marvel Rivals. I know it isn't usually a good idea to use frame limiters on online multiplayer games on an RTX. Okay, that's your spec. Is this not a good idea? No, only you can judge. Guys, I also a big supporter of having your own ideas. Don't trust me. And I try to avoid giving like direct answer what is better. Again, I'm trying to just show you options that you can try, and you, especially if you're a male, if you're a guy, just have bravery to have your own decision. Doesn't matter everybody is saying, for example, VSync is trash. Check it and said, hold on a minute. This VSync actually is the smoothest for my game, for single player games. And I play on a controller, I don't feel latency. Have that bravery in you to have your own decision. Doesn't matter million of people telling you that you are wrong. Just have your own opinion. I use asyncs for it. Yeah, use whatever is best for you, for your PC and for your games. I have one question. Is G-Sync plus VSync and NVIDIA plus Reflex on in-game if available? Otherwise, low latency on NVIDIA. Okay, Mark, you have to try, but usually it's a balancing act. You want more smoothness or better latency, and you cannot have both. It depends where you move it, closer to like more smoothness, or you going back, no, better latency. It's a balancing act. Really, there's that's it. That's it. And however, there is kind of like diminishing returns if you go in too far one way. Like you barely gain anything, but you're losing a lot of the other. So you probably want to be a little bit to the center, just a little bit. But some people go hardcore, like for example, latency only. Screen tearing, who cares? Who cares? Only being first on the leaderboards matters. 1 millisecond less is like gold. My bad, I didn't even think that you wouldn't have it. My VR does the same, changes by 100. Whoa, Senrov. Depends on the game. Okay, Mark, is there a way to know the correct way per game? I don't think there is a way. What you can do now, I wanted to say go and ask online, but where? Where do you go? There's nobody's talking about this. Barely nobody. The best place to talk about this is the best Discord channel in the world, brother. This Discord channel with the best name, like this one. So amazing people, like really, like what happens like in the last 2 days. So amazing people joining. They giving like crazy comments, crazy knowledge. Look, 720 FPS cap from over 1000. This kind of people, latency, everything below 700 FPS is trash latency. Trash, yeah, like if we're talking about going hardcore. So this kind of level of like again, my mind is blown. I will have no brain left if I will have my mind blown so many times per day. Concussious at least, but probably loss of brain cells. Is there a way? No. You need to check. The best way to check is check with other people. Check yourself. Unfortunately, testing. Well, I got an Asus TUF laptop with limited. Oh my. Oh, so sorry. 4 GB. Oh, bro. 4 GB. I will show you something in a moment. 4 GB. It's barely enough for Windows. Oh, that's sad. Some people don't have monitors with low frame rate compensation. So when so when FPS drops below VRR floor, then it just goes to fixed refresh and usually causes a hitch. Yeah, and the worst moment is that point when it switches on and off. Like most monitors choose very specific hertz or FPS, 48. I think it's very clever that it's exactly 48 because it's unusual. It's far enough from 30 that people often choose, and also far enough from 60 that often people choose. People barely decide, oh, let me cap at 48. That sounds like a good number. Not many people do that. So I think I would probably avoid 45 FPS limit unless you have really strong limiter, because as you've seen, the limiters are not that strong, and the VRR fluctuation, it can like activate VRR and deactivate. But the low, I don't know if it's even that low frame rate compensation I shown in one video, and I recommend to test like for example 50 or 52 FPS and check if you've got 52 hertz or 104 hertz. A lot, tons of monitors will do 104 hertz, which means what is the VRR range a BS? Maybe it is. Because why low frame rate compensation activates within VRR range? Okay. Some people don't have monitor. Yeah, cosmic, too costly to build up. Yeah, right now, bro. Don't. At the moment, it's just survival. It's just survival. It's like somebody. I don't know if somebody bought a PC just before Rampocalypse. It's like this, like somebody invest in Bitcoin. Like this kind of feeling. Somebody bought a nice PC just before the prices went up. And now it's like, no, it's just survival. Now it's playing old games. It's time to play old games, indie games, going back to your backlog, appreciate what you've got. Now is the time. Arch. Are you talking about Linux, Wololo? Isn't RivaTuner statistics server better than FramePacer? Okay, I cannot. This kind of answer I like try to avoid con cool V, because it's a matter of perception what it means. They are different. I prefer overall I prefer MSIO Afterburner. Most people will likely prefer that app, but for people who are not tech savvy, I would recommend FramePacer because it already has all settings optimized. It doesn't use default async limiter. It uses, in my opinion, the best limiter for single player games, and especially when you combine with a controller. So, and I want to support the guy. I just bought him a coffee. It's like 350 in my country. It's exactly less than a coffee. I wanted to buy him a coffee. Okay, no FramePacer. No FramePacer is. It's so stable. You've got FramePacer. Do you like it? By the way, there is a bug at the moment and it was addressed, but as far as I know, it's not fixed. Let me open the app. So this Windows itself can mess up your VRR, especially if it's, I think, below 80 FPS, which is very common. You use very often, like 60 FPS, 30 FPS. This window alone affects VRR. So if you're using VRR, do whatever to not make it in front visible. Make sure the game is in front. Otherwise, the VRR will adjust to this window. It's a bug. It will be fixed from what I know, but at the moment, it's not. Yeah, it's a bug. So minimize like that, or just any option, just to not have it in front. It works much better this way. You can test it, or you can go online and do research and try asking AI, but vet all info yourself. In the end, you will have to test anyway, yeah? But there is good info out there, but also bad. Exactly. And how do you know which one is good and which one is bad? Because it's mixed. How can you know? Has Linux gaming improved? Bro, single player gaming, on like multiplayer gaming, it's not there yet. Single player gaming on AMD GPU, at the moment, I prefer playing on Linux for single player games with AMD GPU. For me, that's my preferred way. Even though most of my videos are on Windows, I chill on Linux almost all the time. Want to play with VM. Virtual machine? Yeah, up to you. I don't like virtual machine. I was lucky, I bought a lot of extra drives so I can install real Linux on spare drives. Now it's like the prices are absurd. Don't buy. But I was really lucky because I wanted to benchmark different Linux distributions and compare to Windows. That was the goal. And then, I don't know, unlucky maybe for me or lucky, I went into rabbit holes of 1% lows and how misleading these numbers are, that all apps showing different numbers. And then I've realized I cannot do it. I cannot compare. Not with 1% lows, at least. Linux gaming, it's improving. And I'm a big fan of SteamOS. I have SteamOS installed on my PC. Click setup, go to user interface and reduce scaling. What? Okay. Bro, that's what I love. People educate me. So, by the way, can somebody tell me how many seconds delay you see from what I'm saying and from you? Like, see? Okay, settings, setup. See, I messed up somewhere here. I cannot move this window. How do I? Is it possible to move this window if it's above? Like on Linux, I can press, funny enough, Windows button and can grab window at any point. The same like here. Like here I can do. I don't need to have here. But what can I do here? Is it possible to fix that? You also have to ask yourself what engine free uses, the game uses, and whatever it uses, yes, exactly. Or Vulkan. Amazing comments, guys. Thank you so much. That's what I love. That's what I love. This interaction. Hi, what works best for me is really frame rate target control to drastically reduce VRR flicker. That's a new thing. That's a new thing to me. I need to investigate more. Nobody talks about this. When mentioned it with frame view, it keeps the 1% figures very stable. Very true. And that app, I think we should talk more. This app, very people know this one. Sorry, looks very simplistic. It is very simplistic, but potentially one of the most accurate and simple to use. And another one I was like ignoring is CapFrameX. I was ignoring this app. I thought MSI is just better in every way, but now maybe I should apologize this app. And people are talking about Intel present mode, and I wonder if it's really that good, or it's just impression of being good because it's so difficult. And if it's so difficult, it means it's for experts. I don't know. The thing with this app, for me, it's very unstable because I do a lot of testing which shouldn't be done, but I combine sometimes both together, and this app is extremely unstable with different FPS limiters. RTS setup. Okay, look what I'm dealing with. Setup, user reduce scale. So I do setup, and I cannot move this window. Where is that window? See, I cannot go further up. I don't know what I can do, how I can reduce the scaling. And look, I can reset here. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. So what I can do? Or am I missing something? Anyway, it doesn't matter that much, does it? Does it really matter? I mean, I wish I could fix it. I don't know, Ofsky, Broski, Wololo, yes, it's the same. My God, oh my God, I cannot read all the comments. This is not possible. This is not possible. I cannot read all the comments. That makes sense. Not everyone wants to commit to a higher. Okay, you know what? I will just keep some, like do like bulk. What would you think? What? Oh. Try to lower your Windows scale zoom in this. Look, okay, got it. Look, Windows, okay, Windows. This is excellent. Got it. Excellent advice. I will show you what I'm dealing with. Display settings. Display settings. Scale. No, let's go back. Display settings. 100%. There's no smaller. Bro, why Windows is like that? Why it's so brain damaged? Of course, this is like, of course, this is very smart advice, but Windows is not smart enough. I love how complete Kyber accent info is compared to other. Is it? Is it? Guys, I'm just having fun. My way is like, guys, check it out. Check it out what I find out. And just share with you. Is it more complete than real professional YouTubers? I use CapFrameX a lot. Really, I need to learn this. I was ignoring for very long. Yes, I agree. If you are looking for smoothest possible experience, FrameView is quite helpful. It's very helpful. I'm failing at reading. Yes, I agree. Okay, bulk reading. To move the windows that's out the monitor bounce, try press Alt plus space, then press M, and then, okay, secret combination. Really like cheats in games. Alt, okay, space, and then press M. And do I need to hold it? Because I don't have enough hands to do that. I need to have longer fingers? Bro, how? Mad. Oh. Bro, yeah, something happened. Okay. No, I cannot. Cannot. Right? No, I think it's Windows. I think it's Windows. I don't know. I blame Windows. Or should I blame myself? Ah, do you have a monitor with bigger? Yes, I have 4K monitor. If yes, you can use it to reduce the RTSS size. Yes, I will use my 4K. I have double TV setup. I'm a big fan of using TV as my monitors and both 4K. So I will do that, but I won't be doing this right now. Now you can enjoy this humongous, humongous Riva Tuner statistics server. At least this app is smart. Look, so it's a smart part, and there's like a less smart, I think, over there. No, actually, no. This is this one. This is why it's not the same like this one. Okay, I will do it later. That's fine. Linux. Okay, bulk reading. Wololo. Anyone tried Xbox mode? It doesn't work for me, Wololo. By the way, it doesn't work for me. I've tried. It's not available on my PC. I think Microsoft hates me. I was using too much Linux, and I think I've got banned from good Windows support. Linux is better. I'm using both. I I really trying to avoid that this hard opinions. I like Linux for I chill on Linux. I prefer to be on Linux 90% of the time, but I appreciate some of things on Windows. Do you have a monitor with yes, okay. Linux Mint has been fun starter. I'm not big fan of Linux Mint, for example, which is very hot take. People will hate me for that. There is a whole subreddit for PC customization. Okay, I only have 1080p, 25-inch in LCD IPS panel, Biotech Reaper monitor, but I love it, especially at the price. At the moment, for the stream, I'm using 27-inch, 60 hertz, no VRR, just actually TN. It's from Asus TN panel, and a very cheap I've got it for free. Philips monitor, 1080p. I'm using dual panel for streaming. Okay, just for information, CapFrame X uses presentmon. Yes, CapFrame X uses presentmon for calculations for all the numbers 1% low, but Riva Tuner statistics server to display the numbers, for displaying, and for frame time. So frame time doesn't match 1% low. You can have perfect frame time, which is supposed to give you perfect 1% low, but it's not. There is a mismatch. And because of that mismatch, I've learned. Okay, wow, okay. Press Shift tab immediately after you open setup, and then press right arrow twice. Then you can reduce scaling. Really? Shift tab. Okay. Okay. No, look. I'm gonna crash something. Some combination of keyboards will simply crash it. Let's close it. Okay, let's close it, guys. Let's forget about that. Let's move on. I won't annoy you with that humongous window. Next time, towards Arch Linux. What are your thoughts on Bazite? I love Bazite OS. I love it. I have it installed alongside different distribution. I've got Bazite OS installed. I've got Kashi OS installed. Amazing distribution. I've got SteamOS. I'm a huge fan of SteamOS, and that's one of the reasons I like having NVIDIA, having AMD GPU, because I don't want to lose access to SteamOS. I'm a huge fan of SteamOS, and I've got very little known Gentoo Linux as well. And I have one extra drive just to test different Linux distributions. How much does RAM help in gaming? Good question, Cosmin. What you can do, you can test, you can remove RAM from your PC and see how it goes. I think it's quite helpful to have RAM for gaming. Hola, hola, Wumeister. Uh, okay, thanks. 60 people? Is it? Is it 60 people? Is it? Hey, Tom, by the way. Holy. Wow, is it 60 people? Oh my god. But by the way, if I think every comment you leave, just a smile, just like thumbs up or anything like that, I think it helps algorithm from what I know. It helps the algorithm. Like for some reason, I think YouTube likes this weird stuff sometimes. More like the difference between. It depends. Actually, this is very good question. But see, you need to be precise. Look, treat me like a stupid AI that you need to be like brain that information to me. So my old brain with so many blow up moment can comprehend. So more like difference depends what CPU you've got. For example, I've got 7800X 3D, and those chip pretty much don't care what kind of memory, how slow memory it is. So what happens in my case, because the RAM is so expensive, I'm kind of afraid. I disabled XMP, it's Expo for AMD, and there's almost no difference. I made my expensive RAM like the bottom tier, 4800 CL40 instead of sweet spot 6000 CL30, and it's the same. I still can have perfect FPS, perfect 1% low. So depends what CPU. Other CPU may be like crazy sensitive to RAM speed. Joe Joji's gun, that's how you pronounce. Do you know if FramePacer developer will release? I have no idea. But releasing application on Linux, this kind of application, I think it's like completely different app. And it would have like you cannot even use probably the same name. I don't know. In other hand, we have lossless scaling and OptiScaler on Linux. And OptiScaler in particular was like more feature rich, feature rich on Linux for a while. Uh, I use Mango Hat. At the moment, I just use Mango Hat and early limiter. It's only two limiters, late and early, and for me, early is amazing. I love it. I use it for every single game I play. Early limiter from Mango Hat. Okay, is it that big delay? Can somebody test me? Guys, I'm testing. Look, I'm typing test and let me know how long a delay you see. Test. Look, I'm pressing a button, enter now. Delay test. Delay test. And let me know how much delay you see on your side. Actually, you know what? Bro, I can see myself. It looks like 10 seconds. See? You see what age does to your brain? 10, 15, that's not bad. That's not bad. 15 seconds, that's not bad. But also you can also understand if I don't answer straight away. Okay. RAM turning helps tons, but it requires actual dozens and hundreds of testing and all. Yes, optimize RAM optimization is way beyond my like skill level. uh, I'm not this kind of guy. I'm not optimizing. That's why I have idiot proof CPU to not worry about RAM speed. X3D just doesn't care. I mean, you can improve, but I'm not this kind of guy. I'm not hardware optimization guy. I'm just a guy. Law 17. Have you ever used Skyline Sync? Yes, and I had no luck with that. Okay, let me show you. Okay, this is the humongous app. So for example, you put 120 from explain me if, and so you put a limit. That's for people who don't have or switch off VRR as far as I understand. But I had no luck, but can be a skill issue. And you can do half or double. But I don't remember. I don't use it, so I'm very inexperienced with that. It didn't work well for me. But it can be also the case is that I think I'm super lucky with VRR. My VRR works excellent and I don't have this doubling up and doubling down. And it can also be the case because it's a very narrow range. My monitor is, which is TV, is only 120 hertz. Is it better? AMD is better for emulation. I have no idea. Is it? Is it better? Because Intel has disabled AVX5. Okay, this I don't know. I have no. For especially for PlayStation 3 emulation. I used to emulate games a lot, and limiters for that can be good, and lossless scaling for frame generation to not be locked to, for example, 30 FPS or 60 FPS. It's very good for emulators. The lossless scaling up, which is this one, this ducky thing. Here you go. Where is the ducky? Here you go. I don't use it that often anymore, but yeah, very, very good. And look, you've got, if you don't know the app, you have 20 multi-frame rate generation way before NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA is far behind. And you have adaptive for a long time. So you target, you push your target, and yeah, just do this. Beautiful app. But I don't use it that often. I don't need at the moment. My Ryzen with my tuned RAM, okay, so I lures 21. So this is the spec, my RAM. Whoa, wow, CL28. Now I have no idea about system, but I know this is fantastic results. This is the real sweet spot, but not available to many people and quite expensive. If you manually tuned, it's less expensive. But yeah, well done with every time. Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah, this is not my thing. You know way more than me. Have you ever noticed a smoothness difference between NVIDIA and AMD GPUs, or is this just placebo I have? I see these comments. I would love to investigate that. Excellent question. It Zartur 3501. I don't know. Excellent, very good question. I would love to know that. What I know that the FPS limiters from AMD offer better smoothness, but they for a cost of latency. NVIDIA limiters are focused on lower latency but worse smoothness, and this like boost mode for reflex, I think it adds even more like jitter. And I know if you record, you add more jitter. When AMD, for me, it's very important for what I'm doing. This is extremely important, and I think an advantage of AMD. I think NVIDIA in general is probably better. I don't know objectively, but from what I'm doing, for me, AMD is way better. I have SteamOS. I love SteamOS. I'm a huge fanboy of SteamOS. And I've got 0 FPS on NVIDIA. It doesn't work. And I can record and play at the same time, and I'm losing basically 0 FPS. I mean, OBS cost a little bit of performance, but AMD also have this shadow play like on console. Like I see some cool moment, like, oh, that was so cool. Oh, that was so cool. I wish I could record that. Oh, bro. No, AMD, you just press a button and it goes to the past and bring back your memories, the last 15 minutes. So cool. I love it. With no cost to performance. I love this feature. I'm not using this as much right now, but I love this feature. It's like shadow play for AMD, calls Real Life. Very cool. What is your favorite SFF case? I don't know what's that. If you don't have VRR and don't want the latency, okay, I'm sorry guys, I cannot read all those comments. I'm struggling with that. What does Skyline do? So the idea, from what I understand, if you don't have VRR, Skyline can move that desynchronization of screen tearing away. So you can get rid of screen tearing without vsync, without the cost of vsync. That's if I understand correctly. Hi, frame pacer. Is it frame pacer here? No. So we gave away through frame pacer codes. This is not my app, by the way. Frame pacer is not my app. This is something that I just like. I really like the idea that this app exists, what it represents, and I wish that this app will have as much competition as possible. That I will have a collection, like Thanos or my gauntlet. You know, I want all of them, like both hands, ideally. That's what I wish. More limiters and competition. Who will make a better one, better algorithm? No, 3060 is good GPU. This is was really good. 12 gigabytes of memory as well. Hey, oh, Big Boss, guys, say hello to Big Boss. This guy was a huge inspiration for me because he told me about this app. He told me about VRR problem. He told me that you can have very different results from the same settings. You can have exactly opposite results on another monitor. He told me about half vsync, stuff like that, that sometimes fixed refresh rate works better. Yeah, so Big Boss, hello. I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, thank you for all the inspiration. Hi, I have heard premium monitors like, oh really, G-Sync U Ultimate, the dedicated G-Sync module, FreeSync Premium experience, hertz variations and fluctuations. I don't think using different monitors matters. I'm using a TV, and on my TV, Big Boss, I don't have this problem of fluctuation like I see on other people. And I've seen recording from other people VRR data, and you have big jumps. But as I said, my monitor has very narrow range. It cannot easily double because it's only max at 120 hertz. So I'm not sure if I will agree with that. Maybe, but like for example, flicker. Some monitors have flicker, some don't. Small form factor. Yeah, tier line control. Okay, so it's frame pacing algorithm as well. Yes? Team Parish. Yeah, that's what I've heard, but I couldn't make it work well for me. Use the one by one TTS for these comments. How do I do that? One by one TTS for these comments. I cannot read so fast. That's the problem for me. I need to read in bulk to read those comments. Are OLED monitors worth it, the cost? Matter of opinion, Cosmic. Cosmic, you keep asking questions that gives very specific hard answer when they are just opinion. You asking, Cosmic, you asking, are chocolate ice cream better than vanilla? Of course vanilla are better. Of course. Top tier, 10 out of 10 vanilla ice cream with a little bit of chocolate, real chocolate on top. But chocolate ice cream, 1 out of 10. Rubbish. Eliminate tearing without vsync. Yes, that's supposed to. So low latency tearing exterminator, let's say. The colors on OLED are very good. I have seen. RAM OC is stupid. You have to get lucky and spend tons of time learning and testing stuff. Like I spent 200 hours alone. Yeah, that's what I don't want. I want to relax. Like even when I'm playing the game, I disable all overlays. I don't play with any FPS number on my screen. I play with too many numbers for the videos, but when I'm relaxing, I switch everything off. I have console experience on a controller, legs up, on a TV. That's why I have a TV, to relax. I don't want this. I don't want this hardware. It's almost like troubleshooting. Guys, I have zero overclocking on my PC. No PBO. I would normally have XMP for my memory, but like stock XMP, no manual configuration. But at the moment, not even that. And when I'm buying GPU, I try to get a model without factory overclock. I want just real stock to know that is as stable as possible. I don't. It's just my take, by the way. I'm not saying again. This is opinion. It's not the better way. I'm. This is me. Yeah. This is my personality. Maybe next stream, Andri, 4.94. But I was thinking that next stream will be on SteamOS because more people um, are interested in SteamOS. I love SteamOS. Gentoo is my distribution. I actually love it. I love it so much that I donate like small money, but monthly. I think $10 monthly to the project. I love it, and I started using Gentoo in I think 2002. So some of you maybe weren't even born, and yeah, I love Gentoo, but this is such a niche distribution. Nobody cares, even though it's amazing. It's the best, but jo- Johan Dart wrote in Polish. By complete coincidence, pozdrawiam, lubił twój kanał. Trochę głos za cicho. Is it better now? Is it better now? 15, 15 long seconds later, I will know. Is it better now? How is I love it. I love this GPU. I was super lucky with that. I bought my 7900 XTX in a moment when it costed the same money pretty much as for GeForce 4080 Ti Super 12 gig. No, it was 12 gigabyte or 16. I don't remember. Amazing. And what is good with AMD GPUs, which is super useful for me, is that many models, more than one, come with two HDMI. All my monitors use HDMI. My TVs use HDMI. I love having dual HDMI on GPU. It's really rare and really expensive to have two HDMI on NVIDIA. And the best part about AMD GPU for me personally, again, this is not it's not hard fact, it's opinion. I have access to SteamOS. 5090 has 0 FPS on SteamOS because it simply doesn't work. You should rename your channel. No, Andrew, no, Frame. Actually, this is very good name. I love the name of that app. But I just like the app. I just like the existence. It's not my app. I think I was too excited and people were thinking that I'm selling the app. I don't sell the app. I don't sell the app. I just like the app. And I bought coffee for, well, I bought the app. It means I paid 350. So he got, I don't know, £2 out of that. And that's maybe for a coffee for him, a cheap coffee at the end. So that, yeah, just a gesture for, yeah, for the idea. And I hope more people will make apps like that for a competition. Who can make a better algorithm for frame pacing? Analyzes paralyzes. Yes. Yeah, if you have too many options. I love frame pacing, but I have no idea how to set on app easily on Linux. On maybe I will do next time. That's the idea. I will do on SteamOS, streaming on SteamOS, maybe Gentoo, but using Gentoo for me, it feels like it would be arrogant and selfish just because I like it, but nobody cares. Like I'm suffering now, going through pain, dealing with Windows, because most people use Windows. I kind of like Windows, but it is a little bit painful. By the way, guys, I will show you. I will show you something interesting. Out of context, out of nowhere, I will show you. Let me open Task Manager. You see black screen for a moment, and now it's okay. Okay, where are we? You see processes here. You go performance. No, is it here? No, not here. Details. Yeah, Task Manager, details, and then right click, select columns, and you have secret options you can add and remove. And for example, you have dedicated GPU memory. Shared GPU memory, dedicated GPU memory translation, VRAM on your GPU. So I added that. It's off by default. And let me move it there, so it will be easier. Actually, I need only one. GPU, dedicated GPU. So cool, so useful. This is Windows alone. DWM, Desktop Windows Manager. So pretty much Windows. Just having Windows open, this is half a gigabyte. So if you have 8 gigabytes video card, only just from that, only 7.5 is available for games. If you have web browser open, Chrome, I didn't even know it's open. Another 300. OBS, almost 200. Explorer, just, you cannot do anything with that. You need File Explorer, don't you? Discord open, all this. Look, Notepad, how heavy it is, bro. Just Notepad. Frame Pacer, you see, like everything adds up. How easily having just background apps. And let's go to performance. Look, I'm just recording now. 2 gigabytes is taken, dedicated memory. 2 gigabytes is taken by Windows and recording stuff. You know, so how much left is for games? Okay, let's go. I think this is interesting. That was shared with me by Václav from Discord channel. By the way, the best Discord channel in the world. My favorite, by the way. That's my favorite. I love this channel. Amazing people. Let's go. I love frame pacing. Okay, that I've wrote. I've noticed that every time I enable the inject latency markers in Riva Tuner, the smoothness and input lag gets worse. I don't have much experience, Pedro Urani. Unfortunately, I don't own Nvidia at the moment. I have no idea. And I focus mostly on single player games. I'm not the best for that, but we have amazing people on a Discord channel who do focus on latency and competitive gaming. So you can ask them, I think. I'm not the smartest guy. There are not millions, hopefully soon, but plenty of smarter guys than me on Discord channel. Actually, I'm sharing the knowledge I get from other people. That's clever. That's genius. Is there latency problem using? It adds some latency. Similar latency to MSI Afterburner when you use front edge sync. It depends what you want. You want more smoothness? It costs you latency. You want lower latency? It reduces smoothness. That's how it is. There's no magic. You cannot have both. You trade one for another. You either have full on latency and pay all the price for smoothness, or you go full smoothness with horrible latency, or you try somewhere in the middle, balance it out, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, you never want to play with unless you are benchmarking. Yes. If anyone here needs a great channel for OLED, everything OLED's got a really good channel if somebody wants like optimizing LG OLEDs. So yeah, everything OLED was what he did. He promoted my channel in like the most important moment and shared my video and made a video about my video, and that was the moment that took off the channel. So maybe this channel, I don't know if it wouldn't exist, maybe it was dormant, maybe you wouldn't ever heard if not for Tom from Everything OLED. So I'm very, very grateful, Tom, for all the support. Thank you. Message deleted. Don't delete too many messages, Tom, unless it was spam. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't mind. All the comments are okay. I'm fine with the comments. I cannot read all of them. However, if you have too many technical questions, the thing is, okay, we'll check. Hello, bro. Okay, Big Boss. Now, Big Boss is like very important for me. everything OLED and Big Boss was very influential for my channel and huge inspiration. Hello, bro. You have an amazing channel and content. One more thing. Hertz fluctuation of VRR agree with animation error of cap frame X. Real okay. And NVIDIA frame time view. Yes. Yes. So I don't know if you've seen my last video, Big Boss. I managed to pretty much completely stabilize frame view up and VRR when using very little known AMD frame rate target control. But it's extremely heavy, Big Boss. It's almost as heavy or as heavy as V-Sync. So very heavy. Okay, if you're not familiar with that, most people are familiar with Radeon Chill. So if you go to games, for example, I want to limit Cyberpunk. I'll show you why it's not very popular. And you scroll down, and the only option to limit FPS is Radeon Chill. Is this one here. And this is weird one because it's got two options. It's optimized for energy saving, but it's also a limiter. And when you scroll down, that's it. There's no more option for limiting. However, when you go to global setting, I don't know why it's like that, but it is like that. You have one additional, well, you have more options, but you have this option here. Actually, I have set to 100. And this one is the strongest FPS limiter I know with the strongest algorithm, but it adds a lot of latency, a lot. And it doesn't like being switching on and off. So that's why I usually, what I do, I just keep it on and keep it like that. Then it doesn't engage. And when I want to engage, I just lower it down. It's very strong, but sometimes some apps may not like it, especially like switch it on and off. Not many people know that, but it's super, super, super heavy. So probably only for a controller, only when you play with a controller, extremely heavy. But some people may like it. It gives me the most stable VRR. If you have VRR flicker, maybe this will work. Otherwise, fixed refresh rate. It's very unfortunate if you need to use fixed refresh rate and there is no other way, for example, to fix the flicker, but I think it's not fixable on some monitors. Yeah, okay, I've read that. I'm kidding. Frame pacer name. Frame chaser. Yeah, exactly, bro. I thought the same. Frame chaser, frame pacer. Yeah, cool name. Frame chaser, cool name. Also, I've got, yeah, I spoke about frame chaser recently. I've got big respect to this guy, and I know a lot of people really dislike him, and he talks about AMD all the time. And I have full AMD PC, which I'm very happy. And he always talking like people regret buying AMD, going back to Intel plus Nvidia, and I still like the guy. But yeah, I think he's not wrong. He's just has strong opinions. Stock stable system is the best for people that value their time. Overclocking should be the hobby. Yeah, that's a hobby. Overclocking is the game. Yeah, sometimes Linux can be the game as well, or tweaking your operating system or making it look nice. Rising, it's called. You should never overclock for gains. That's an opinion, I think. Some people do gain stuff, but that's your opinion as well, I guess. You will burn yourself. That's an opinion. But I agree. I have the same opinion. Is there a way to FPS unlock many games with one software? FPS unlock? You mean like Elden Ring and unlock your FPS? I don't know. Only modding. I don't think there's one app. My VRR is smooth. I think on my next, but the thing, I was considering doing VRR presentation with 60 FPS, but my monitor is so stable that almost every limiter makes 60 FPS very stable. Like just 1 hertz up and down, super stable. So I decided to go 100 to make it more unstable, to highlight the difference better between uh, yeah, between different. But I need to record. I've got two TVs, but I'm using TV. I have two TVs that offer me that option to show refresh rate for VRR, and I've got third monitor that doesn't show me. And the VRR is so extremely stable, like I wonder if it's even working or it's cheating, like faking that VRR, because it never flickers, never do anything silly. It's just too, I don't know, but too smooth. I don't have smooth experience like Big Boss. For me, turning VRR off doesn't feel smoother on my TV. And for Big Boss, it is smoother. And I know for a lot of people, turning VRR off makes it better. But I also know that for a lot of people, it is not better. So I don't know if it's a matter of opinion or matter of monitor. My VR is very smooth. Okay, at 60 FPS, depending on the game. When limited to 60 with Riva Tuner statistics server, I use 60 FPS limit on Medieval Dynasty. I usually play at 60 FPS. That's my favorite target. If it's smooth, you don't feel that much difference going more. Literally diminishing returns. You need a lot of FPS if it's unstable. If I was playing fast-paced shooter, then yeah, 500, 600, 700, whatever you can give me. But for single-player games, when you optimize for smoothness, for me it's plenty. For me it's plenty. I'm this kind of guy. And I can survive 30. I don't have to, but I can. If I had to, but I don't have to. But if I maybe was on a laptop, saving energy, or on a handheld, I would survive. I'm a tough guy. I'm old enough. I toughened myself up in all those years. I can survive maybe even 24. By the way, have you heard about game Bloodborne? Bloodborne on PlayStation 4, one of the best games in history. Some people say it's like the best game ever, Bloodborne, from Software, the one who made Elden Ring and Dark Souls. So Bloodborne is PlayStation 4 exclusive. It's 30 FPS hard cap limit, and the frame pacing feels like 24 FPS. And it's the best game ever for a lot of people. Just saying. I don't know what's the context of that, what I said. Blackborn. Bloodborne. Not Blackborn. you are Bloodborne. They said Bloodborne. Bloodborne. I don't know. I could say Blackborne. Yeah, blood. You know, like red. Blood. Oh wow, undervolting. I've got. Okay, what else I can show you? So I show you the trick with. So I show you the trick how to make Windows show you how much VRAM you're using. Okay, frame pacer. Let's talk about this. By the way, I recently started like promoting the Discord, and I made this two video recently about this frame pacer app. Like I don't know why so many views I've got from this video. Like so many so quickly. And I promoted Discord on making that video, and then make another video because I messed up. I didn't explain the app properly, and every second person was asking me how it compares to MSI Afterburner. Is it better or is it BS? You know, like we were so excited. It's like, okay, it's better for me to make a video explaining that than keep explaining in comments that I cannot. It's better to show. So I made another video, and so many people was joining the Discord channel that I was getting like security warnings. Like the automated bots was locking down the Discord because there was an invasion. Like there was like an attack, like a hackers attack. I think there's like double the number of people within the last 2 days because and the Discord thought my channel is under attack, probably from Chinese hackers. No, it was just people. I was told, hey guys, This is the best Discord channel in the world. Come say hello. And guess what? People did. Can you believe? Can you believe? Pretty sweet game. Yeah, I platinum that on PlayStation 4. But even for me, I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough guy. You know what the name Bloodborne comes from? When you play the game at this broken 30 FPS that feels like 24 FPS, very bad frame pacing, your eyes are bleeding. You like really feel like you kind of like tears, but actually blood coming out of your eyes. It's very painful. After some time, you adjust, you toughen up. It's like you get good, you play get good. It's like 24 FPS, and then going to 30, bro. 30 is like buttery smooth. 60, oh, like why would you need so many? Why would you need 60 FPS when 30 is so smooth? So Bloodborne is very good game. Can toughen you up. Frame pacer is completely independent from RivaTune and statistics server presentation timing system. Yeah, I think so. I think it's completely independent. And it's using its own algorithm. RTSS front edge sync is like the middle ground between. Is it for you? For me, they are very similar. I don't know if it's better. Some people say it is better. I think it depends of your PC. Again, if you haven't seen me talking about this, when you're using this app at the moment and you have VRR screen, this is oh, okay. Let's open. Oh, I don't need to open. I have it here. Okay. So frame pacer. When using this app with VRR, don't keep the window on top. There is a bug. It affects VRR. It messes up with VRR if the window is on top. So either put it down or click on the game. Don't use this option. Always on top. It will mess up your VRR. I mean, if you do it like that, what I did, it's fine, as long as it's not visible. Whoa. Yeah, I had like 100. Yeah, it's more than double in 2 days. Frame pacer is completely okay. That was Discord bots hacks are that's why. That's why. When you have a Discord channel that for months and months and months slowly growing, and it's like growing, and you barely get 150 people on Discord, and then suddenly in 1 2 days it goes to 350 or something like that. Of course, Discord will panic and will send me red alert information about locking down, calling me to the computer to confirm. Hello. Oh, hello. Al Air Apps. Beautiful nickname. I cannot even call your name. Alex. Alex? No, it's not Alex. Al. Yeah. Hello. So, yeah, the Discord was like sending me like red alert, and I had to go to the computer and confirm, like security alert, like like in this big control room in movies, like the flights are flashing. It's like, oh, under attack, under attack, and I just pressing button. No, 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 it's fine, it's fine. It's just people coming. I told them to come. Actually, I invited them. Like you invite people to a party, guys. Everybody welcome, and you have a small flat, and 50 people came. That's how it felt. Well, really amazing people came. Really, I love that. By the way, if you didn't know, this video is brought to you by you. This video is sponsored by you. You are the fire and energy that drives me to make more videos, to make streams like that. I love it. I love you guys. You are amazing. That's why I do this. And I like the comments, the people that educates me, that people smarter than me join the Discord. I don't need to all the time like explaining because I don't know all the answers, and people answering questions to other people. And it's like, what? I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I love when people correct me in a nice, respectful way. If people correct me in a disrespectful way, I make a skit, for example. By the way, that skit I've made about this bullshit, It was inspired by one of the best comment I've got directly on my email. The big fan of my channel. So that was the inspiration. Hi Hardware Accent. Just want to say thanks for all the work you are doing. The first video I watched was about Riva Tuner statistics server and using that to stabilize frame times. Made Oblivion remaster kind of playable. But guys, that's the thing, kind of playable. Another philosophy I try to share, a wisdom. Celebrate improvement. Don't chase perfection. Every improvement is a big win. Appreciate that. Celebrate. Don't chase perfection, because if you chase perfection, only look there and miss all the improvements on the way, and only look that you will be always disappointed, always down, always unhappy with the results you already have. Doesn't matter how far you go, because you always look at the carrot on the stick in front of you. You keep manipulating yourself and you just burn yourself down. Celebrate every single improvement. It's a win. So any up, any adjustment to FPS that makes it better, a win. Well done, me. Well done. Now I'm smarter and it's smoother now and I can relax more. Hardcore relaxing after work. Yeah. That's the way. Okay, Team Parish. The way the cadence is enforced is what I am referring to when I say RTSS, front edge sync, is middle ground. I probably don't understand. I don't even know what cadence means. Cadence strictness. No idea what it means, bro. No idea. The only thing I know, I applied the limiter and it's better. I said, hey guys, check it out. I do this, bam bam, better. That's my knowledge. And apparently people like that. So I have no idea what cadence strictness mean. You can't achieve perfection when there are so many variables that come into play. Yeah, exactly. How? My UVOC, okay, undervolt overclock. Okay, so that question is not for me. I don't touch. I don't touch overclocking. Maybe somewhere in the past when I was a child, I was playing, maybe probably broke my PC, but no, I don't touch. Do you think it's bad luck for... I have no idea. I don't touch. I cannot answer. Maybe somebody else can answer. But by the way, some technical questions, I will show you the best way. The best way. The best way is display. Bro, the best place. I'm telling you, you will be shocked. You will be shocked the level of knowledge. And there is a tech support help. Specifically, nobody is allowed to interrupt. You ask for help, and the only answers is help. No chat in the middle. Not like you go into the main and like begging for help when people are talking about new movies, like new stuff, some fluff, some memes. No. This place an uninterrupted life if somebody can help. Of course, people at this will try. I don't know, but like I was shocked. It's brand new, by the way, but it's the best. It's the best place. I have no idea about overclocking. Okay. Thank you, Tom. I will Google that, I won't be Google live. Cadence, the rhythm. Oh, like frame delivery. Frame pacing. Pretty much, no? Kind of. Knowledge. Keep up. I love your knowledge. Yeah, guys, like, you know the meme with the big boss shaking the hand of the other guy? You know that meme? Uh, I feel like that kind of guy. Like everybody congratulates me, and I just apply a FPS limiter and record my screen with my phone. It's like, oh, bro, this is amazing. Nobody talks about this. This is so cool. Like, this is so deep knowledge. Yeah, I use my phone to record my screen and show you what I recorded. Yeah, that's what I do. Chris, If can read my comment above, please. Okay. By the way, I'm really bad. It's a real skill issue. I'm really bad at reading comments. If you have a really good comment, really good question, and I didn't read, don't be afraid to copy that and ask again. Uh, because okay, I want to ask about frame pacing up. I'm using it on Horizon Forbidden West. I got flat 80 FPS, but still the game I feel it's not smooth as possible. I saw its increased delay. I It's too little knowledge for me. I don't know. Okay, you use the frame pacing app. You mean frame pacer app. Maybe it's a bug. This is not my app. I just like the app. And I spoke with the dev only over the emails for a little bit, and he seems to me like a cool dude, like very chill, very nice guy. But it's not my app. It's got probably bugs, and if it's got a bug, it's early access. Like technical question about this app specifically, I will show you where is the best place to ask. Sometimes maybe I know the answer. Actually, I have to do like that. I may know the answer. No, not this way. No, this way. This way. You go there and frame pacer. And frame pacer. And you go here. So a lot of people ask about Linux support, few opinions here. And for example, somebody has crashes. As you seen, I have no crashes. So different questions. I don't know if I think there's only one guy running everything, so I'm not sure. But at the moment, this is the only good place to ask for technical help with Frame Pacer app. This is not my app. I have no like affiliation with this app. I've just received some free keys. I kind of asked the guy if it's okay, and he gave me 20 keys to give away to promote the app because I wanted to promote. I wanted to help the idea, but I don't know. I don't know how it works, what is under the hood. I've never met the guy. I only exchanged a few emails, which was good. Was very nice and polite, very cool dude. But yeah, that's it. I cannot help more with that. And I think I will be skipping question about technical help, like troubleshooting with frame pacer, because I don't know. I don't know the answer. Alternative place to ask this kind of question is Discord channel. A lot of people know this app now, testing and exchanging idea. Maybe even better actually. Okay. Oh, so many comments this time, bro. The pace is unbelievable. The pace is unbelievable. Whew. Okay. Do I have to turn off some settings to get better results? Like, okay, I cannot. Too many. I don't know. It's not precise enough for me. It's every PC is different. I think I will be like, yeah. I think I need to like prepare like ready answer. Every PC is different. I have no idea what kind of settings will work best for your particular PC and your particular game. If I have and don't share me this information. No, no, my PC is like that and I'm playing Fortnite. It doesn't help me. I have no idea. I can only share you available options I know, what works, and the only way is to try yourself. That's like my general go-to can't answer. You need to try yourself different options. I have no idea what will work best for you. Like the example with Big Boss, the guy who inspired a lot of stuff I'm showing. That frame view app gives much, he says, like he called real numbers than popular MSI afterburner, like the graph, the numbers, like it's not fake, but I understand where he's coming from because these numbers are more important for him, more representative. You need to check stuff yourself. So check with this app how low your FPS are. This is from NVIDIA, but works with AMD. Yeah, you need to check. I use VSync. Okay. I am using NVIDIA Profile Inspector. A lot of people do that to cap FPS with VSync 1/3. AMD has no access to that option. There's no way for AMD, except for very selected games that offer that, like Cyberpunk. There are small frame pacing spikes. Oh, I didn't know that. But his okay, so I guess you're playing without VRR. Yeah, for many people this is the best options, but you need to have very strong PC to have like really rock solid, well above the target. So yeah, not perfect. It's very unfortunate if your VRR doesn't work well. Comment pacing. Pacing's unstable. Need to apply front edge sync to comment. Yes, yes, very unstable, guys. Have you seen how unsmooth the comments are coming? Not like perfect pacing, one by one, nice, perfect, same, perfect size, perfect timing. No, it's like one is bigger, one is smaller, sometimes few at once, sometimes long break. Very bad pacing, horrible pacing. Need to improve. Which one? On top. Don't keep it on top, actually. Mess up with VRR. Yes, frame rate target control. This is very good alternative. And for my PC, it's better. It's this smoothest. But also, I don't need this app or this app. Actually, it's not really this app, is it? It's not this app. Because I can use this one. I can use this one. And it's probably better. I will show you. This is what Hardware Unbox is using. And from what I know, the creator of Frame Pacer app is using this app to calculate what works best. And it's using PresentMon to collect the numbers, but it comes with Friva Tuner. It comes with Friva Tuner to display the numbers, and you can apply the limiters. So you can easily replace MSI Afterburner, this one, with CapFrame X. I was avoiding this app. I thought it's not very good app before. I thought this one is better and more popular, more people is using. But I think I've got educated and I'm changing my mind about this app. I believe I was very wrong for many years. I think now I'm starting to believe that this app is better than this. It will show you different 1% low, so be ready for that. But I think it's more accurate. Now I believe it's more accurate. I was convinced by smarter people than me. This topic is a rabbit hole. Yes, the whole channel is a rabbit hole. Why people choose nicknames that are impossible to pronounce? I've got perfect nickname like Chris or hardware accent. I cannot pronounce those names. Oh, Sergio Sierra. PresentMon may be present in all of them. Yes. But I think I don't like using the real Intel PresentMon. For me, it's too complicated. I like how the implementation is in CapFrame X. I think I've got too many heavy brain damage from all this mind blown moments. So I think this is too complicated for me. And I think I will be switching from MSI to this one because it's still using Riva Tuner Statistics Server. However, I've heard they have plans to ditch one of them. I think they are going to replace Riva Tuner Statistics Server with something else. That's what I've heard. This is, I guess, a comment, not a question. It depends. Okay, this is talking. I guess you talking also between yourself and trying to help yourself. Lures 21. You can also use FrameGen as last resort. Yes, I use that. I use FrameGen. I use lossless scaling to fix frame pacing in games, like especially like Japanese JRPG. For example, I had one game that I couldn't fix easily. And I was happy with that. On a controller, I was happy with that, with lossless scaling. It was very little known game. I don't know why I'm even showing you. Nobody probably heard. Anyway, doesn't matter. Who cares? Square Enix, old JRPG game. Like, why would I show you what game? Doesn't matter what game. There are plenty of old Japanese games with absolutely atrocious frame pacing and stutters. And if nothing helps, lossless scaling can help. Yeah, beautiful app. Uh, yeah, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. You know, I love when people, I think everybody should be more brave with that, to not fall a victim of being pressured in having a popular opinion because everybody is pressuring you, because everybody is telling you, like, you know, I don't I don't know what example I can bring. Like, VSync is bad. Oh, you're not supposed to VSync. Only people who don't know anything about computers use VSync. You know, if you are pro, of course, you know, you avoid VSync, of course. Like, everybody knows. A 5-year-old know to not use VSync. You never use VSync. Don't be afraid to use VSync if it works for you. And with everything in life, like I said, like, have cojones to be yourself. Have balls. Like, be you. You know, be brave. Like, I like one. Somebody said, somebody smart, not like me. Somebody smart said something. It's a very good philosophy in life, in I believe. What would you do if you had no fear? I love this one. I love this. What would you do if you had no fear? If you were afraid of nothing? Like, suddenly all decisions changes because we are constantly afraid of many things, especially judgment of other people, of being different, excluded, judged. Oh my god, liquid happiness. Oh, so good. People watching me drinking something amazing. It's coffee. It's very cheap, rubbish coffee. Okay, let's go. Let's. What happening, guys? Most of you haven't seen my first stream. You know what I've done on the first stream? I broke everything. I started my stream and ended within 20 seconds. My stream that was announced, beautiful start. I restarted the stream. Guys, nothing worked. Nothing worked. I was so stressed. I didn't talk. I didn't know what to say. I was pretty much surviving in silence. I cannot even imagine how painful it was to watch. My second stream was way better already, and this stream, guys, you make it amazing. It's all you. What I'm what I'm doing on this stream, I'm reading comments from you. Oh, good question. Good question. I have a Samsung 43 QLED, very similar to mine. I have QN90A, just bigger one. It's freezing VRR is stable and feels smooth. This is, I have a model, QN, actually 94, but it's QN90 model. But I have 120 hertz only, which is good and bad. There's pros and cons of having 144 and 120 hertz, in my opinion. For example, maybe you didn't know, Sony recommends 120 hertz for PlayStation, not 144 hertz. I think it's because when PlayStation 5 goes below VRR range, it switched to fixed refresh rate, if I understand correctly, and it goes to 120 hertz, and it's a perfect container for 30 FPS. I find it fascinating, interesting, and why they made that decision, why they didn't apply low frame rate compensation below the range, but they switched to fixed refresh rate. Why? And they recommend 120 hertz monitors and screen for PlayStation 5. For people, let us say, not able to read everything. Testing bothers didn't bothers you or cause visual stability. I'm really extremely sensitive to screen tearing. For me it's unbearable. I'm unbearable, and I play on a 50 inches TV monitor, so everything is exaggerated. So like huge tear, like like that, you know. I think anybody would be bothered. It's not like tiny monitor like that, like 50 inches, and huge tear, like, you know, go sideways, like through the middle of somebody's face, for example. Bro, want to play? No. I've thought I said Wololo that he's a genius, suggesting Roblox last time. You may not be aware, but Roblox, just one game, has as many players, more or less, somewhere similar, somewhere in a range, as the Steam. Whole Steam is pretty much as big as just Roblox. Just this one little funny, cheap, cheap looking game that ran on everything. Can you imagine? And he suggested to have a content on Roblox, just one game, and I cover the pretty much the population of Steam, just different population that is on another platform, like insane. This global setting. No, correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, question me. It's like, oh, he said that. No, guys, don't take me as a gospel. Check it out. If somebody can Google, so I'm not doing this in front of you, but if somebody can check, fact check me, if PlayStation 5 disables low frame rate compensations and run 30 FPS at fixed 120 hertz. If somebody maybe have PlayStation 5 and can check it out and put like quality mode, if some games, the same, by the way, the same for 40 hertz. If a game has if a game have 40 hertz mode on PlayStation 5, it also, yeah, obviously because it's below VRR range, turns to fixed refresh rate at 120 hertz. By the way, Wololo, how old are you? I'm very curious because you are a fascinating person to me. You have so much fire and energy to, like, you are very young, or how come you have so much energy? I'm curious, literally curious, and you are one of the biggest fan. By the way, guys, I also mentioned we also have a subreddit, but it's not very popular. And Wololo is working really hard to make a subreddit popular. This one we've got. If you have some good memes, would be cool. We can share over there. That would be a great help, a great support. Let's go. Let's go back here. That's okay. Hello, game engine. Yeah, it's game engine. Yeah, the people make different games within the Roblox. But yeah, so many PDF files in Roblox, I've heard. PDFs everywhere. PDF files. Funny word, by the way. Some people use it the right way, but there are a lot of, yeah, exactly, PDF file. I like that name. I don't know, it makes, it's a, well, it's a very serious stuff, but kind of makes you laugh. PDF file. Send me some Robux. No, you guys are funny. Good sense of humor. Really? 19. Super young. That's why you have so much fire in you. Joined. So what does it mean, joined? Does it, because recently YouTube asked me about something to set up join. Is it the join button? I don't have, well, is it the one that you pay money? Is it the one? I report this guy. Look, report this weird guy with big glasses. Shit. Is it the one? Okay. Yeah, I don't play Roblox. The thing is, I don't play the most popular games in the world. I I cannot even say that because I'm pretty sure I will make some people upset. I dislike the most popular games in the world. Like, I don't play Counter Strike. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play Grand Theft Auto. I don't like open world games. So, no, report myself. I was reporting myself, not you. Of course, not you. What I'm talking about. I was hovering above the button on my channel. Look, this is what's name? This stupid name channel guy. And I was checking options what I've got. I can like, only 2 people like so far. And I can report him. Yeah, I don't have other options. How can I move? Here you go. I've heard Unreal Engine 5.8 has been optimized to fix stutters. Hopefully. Bro, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. It's a love and hate relationship with Unreal Engine 5. It's an amazing tool in one way because it made games like Expedition 33, for example, possible. The game wouldn't exist otherwise. So some smaller developers can make beautiful games, but I think some developers just make horrible games, horrible games, horribly optimized, go like easy mode. And yeah, we have to suffer. We have to like pay double the price for more expensive GPU just to run the game. He said two lures. Ah, it's good. Channel name. Yeah, I think channel name is good. I like the name. I like the logo. I don't like this guy, but otherwise it's fine. It's okay. Okay. Wow. Bro, I didn't expect so many comments so quickly with such a fast pacing. I don't know. I think all these apps work. I think all these apps, like I combined them together and the pacing improved. It's sped up. Without those apps, I don't think I could achieve this level of pacing in the comments. It's insane, guys. It's insane. It's insane. Thank you so much. This channel is brought to you by you. It's sponsored by you. The energy inside me is thanks to you. It's thanks to the comments, wholesome comments, feedback, support. You guys are amazing. You are talking. Yeah, okay. Should I ignore? Should I start ignoring you and just talk about other stuff? So I talk about frame pacer app. Okay, I need to change position. Channel grow. The people, man. The Discord channel, as I said, exploded. If you haven't seen, I think most of you are here. I was getting security alerts. My Discord channel was auto blocked for security reasons because it looks like an attack. So many people joined in the last 2 days. Why games don't? Okay, that's a question to you guys. Why the hell? Why the hell games don't do proper frame pacing by default? Some people were asking that. I think Digital Foundry was attempting to answer the question. Why so many single player games? I understand online games, but single player games have bad frame pacing, and people need to use this app for 15 years or so to fix that. Brother, like, what the hell? Why this even a case? Why this thing exists? I mean, it's beautiful, it exists, but why? Or a different reason. Why this application has to exist? DDU, and it's one of the most important tool in many people's like arsenal. Like, it's like super important. Like, why this app exists? why it has to exist, why we need it badly, why it's so why it's popular. It's supposed to be like so super niche, but it's really important. Why we have to fix stuff that's supposed to work? Okay, if I do more brain damage, guys, I will have no brain left. Like, why? I think I'm getting. It's fine, bro. AI bubble, guys. Where the AI bubble going to burst? Do you know? Any idea? Any guess? Because maybe some people wants to buy a new GPU on September. You think gonna burst this year? And what's gonna happen? When AI, everybody's waiting for AI bubble to burst to have cheaper GPU, but then the economy will collapse and nobody will have money for food, and then no problem with GPU because nobody will care about playing games in GPU when you have no money to pay the rent or buy food. By the way, eggs and rice, very cheap, very good food. You can survive just eating eggs and rice for quite a lot, very cheaply, and you can save a lot of money for a 6090, for example. Okay, do Nvidia and AMD abandon gaming? That's a question I have myself, because what's happening with this AI, and because the companies are publicly traded, they are not private company. They look like private, but they are not private. It's not the same. When a company is publicly traded, they are obligated pretty much legally and can be sued if they're not greedy enough, if they're wasting money, if they are not optimized for profit. So what's happening with Nvidia and AMD? Because AI make so much money and everything is limited, making gaming GPU for Nvidia means one gaming GPU means the materials, the silicon, the memory is not used for AI. And investor may question, why are you wasting money? No, but we're not wasting money. We're just making little profit. Yes, that's wasting money because you're making $5 instead of $500. Why are you wasting my money I invested buying your stock? Do you want to be sued? Because you're wasting my money, my profit, my dividend. So they need to have good explanation why they're still making games, like gaming products, and not using that silicon for way more profitable AI. That's how bad it is, guys. It's really bad. Making gaming GPU or 10 times, whatever, I don't know. The number is made up, but I guess maybe it's close to that. 10 times more profitable AI product. Okay, I will quickly read some comments. Maybe they think, why invest resources in something that users won't appreciate? That's a good argument. That's a good argument. How many people would appreciate that? But also there's another question, because on consoles, very often on consoles, you have different frame pacing and it works. But usually, unfortunately, the easy way, just with VSync, and VSync do all the heavy lifting, but you pay very heavy price for using VSync with a very heavy latency, and you must use it controller. You would have a motion sickness to deal with that latency when using mouse and keyboard. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe they use frame pacing, like no frame pacing whatsoever pretty much, to have better latency with mouse and keyboard, because for mouse you really must have low latency, otherwise it feels like underwater. Maybe that's the answer. Too many hardware OS configuration, I'm sure. But in other hand, some games have good frame pacing, like what was Doom the Dark Age. Digital Foundry was pricing Doom Dead Arcade for having really good frame pacing, like perfect 1% lows. Maybe AI bubble won't explode it. We are using from famous companies. That's the thing. I think maybe AI bubble won't explode. I've been on X and so how you feel, Lurs 21? I like this diet, eggs and rice and grains and a little bit of meat sometimes. I'm not, I don't hold that diet, but if I would be single, I'm not single. If I was single and was optimizing for savings, optimizing for gaming, optimizing for saving money for 6090 or the new GPU, I would eat rice, not rice, I wouldn't eat rice actually. I would eat eggs with more eggs. One kind of eggs with another kind of eggs with some mayo and a little bit of green to stay healthy, to not waste money on doctors. You know, because being healthy is saving you a lot of money. It's waste of money to go sick. Don't go sick, by the way. Waste of money, really bad. I don't recommend. Yeah, really, really bad. And randomness of being sick as well. Sometimes can cost a lot of money for really long time. Not recommended. And then you have less money for gaming and less energy as well. That's really bad as well. So yeah, just cons. I don't see any pros of going sick and being unhealthy. But it's a little bit easier, I guess. You don't need to care. Just eat whatever. What consoles can do now? Now I wonder what consoles will do, because PlayStation 6 was rumored to have at least 30 gigabytes of video memory. I think Xbox is still rumored. I'm not sure if they're going to do it, because I don't see how with current prices. Xbox, I don't know how. What's the name of new Xbox? Helios or something like that? Project Helios? 36 gigabytes of video memory. 36, more than 5090 right now of video memory. And someone said, yeah, but not all the memory is available for games. True. The same on Windows, as I showed you before. How much Windows is using of video memory? So I don't know. I have no idea. And the thing is, they are limited by the contracts. Everything was prepared. They spent money to design the console. They have contracts with chip makers, with TSMC, with Samsung or whatever for video memory. The contracts were signed. Like they must release the console. But how? How are they going to do it? Are they going to change? Like they cannot change too much. The design is set in stone. There is very little space what they can do with those consoles. But not releasing console as well. Like everything is stagnated. Nobody's buying new consoles now, and people will start switching to PC. Like, what are they going to do? What PlayStation is going to do? What Xbox is going to do? Xbox is like, I don't know, in a very weird situation. They have amazing Xbox 360. They own Windows. Bro, they own the biggest gaming platform in the world. Windows. And they cannot sell games. How you can mess this up? I think, oh my god, my tummy rumbles, waiting for food, waiting to fill up. How they can mess it up? They own Windows and they cannot sell games. Almost nobody play games on Windows Store. People making laugh of Epic Store. But who is buying games on on Microsoft Store? Like, I cannot comprehend. You have the most popular operating system, like pretty much a full monopoly. You have the game store like in front of you, and you wasted that opportunity. They have a talent. You need to be really good at being so bad, like an expert. Like, bro, Xbox will win this generation, maybe, Guys, I've never seen people being so against PlayStation. PlayStation done everything possible wrong. I don't know what Sony was doing. I, really, I'm shocked how bad their PR is at the moment. PlayStation PR, Sony PR, with all this disc fiasco. And Sony accidentally, one of the reason I'm here is because of PlayStation had really cool idea, like in theory cool idea, to release games on PC, because PC players would never switch to back to console. So there is no risk. Just release extra games on PC, you get extra money. Yeah, I was a huge PlayStation fan from PlayStation 1. Huge PlayStation fan. PlayStation, Sony accidentally, yeah, but big fanboy, yeah, big PlayStation fan. And PlayStation accidentally made PC the best place to play PlayStation games. Genius. Genius way to lose your best customers. I'm a big PlayStation fan. I want to play PlayStation games the best way possible. So I sold my PlayStation 4, and instead of buying PlayStation 5, I bought PC. Here you go, guys. That's how I'm here. Well done, PlayStation. Well done. I do. No, of course, I love meat. I love meat. I actually feel better. I was doing this, I would say, all meat only, like low carb. I've done that. I'm not doing now. I'm too fat. Now I'm fat. Yeah, big belly. I have, I think, seventh month pregnancy. I think it's quite big. Uh, I need to, I need to change that. Also, when you get older and your hormones change, it's very difficult to, yeah, to be like super healthy and thin and shredded. Okay, like beef and pork. Yeah, I like beef and I love pork. Pork is my favorite. Okay, but let's talk about, yeah, PlayStation really nicely make sure that their biggest fans switch to PC. That's what I did. Yes, yes. Steam, Valve is one of very few companies that it's completely private from big like gaming company, completely private. Gabe Newell, as a CAO, does he had no? That's not the title. Yeah, he's owner. Yeah, but if it would be a publicly traded company, Gabe Newell would be fired few times. He would lose his job. Doesn't matter that he's a founder. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple. Steve Jobs, who made Apple, was fired from Apple because that's how publicly traded company work. They thought that Steve Jobs is not good enough and fired him, and then rehired because they thought, actually, you are not so bad, Mr. Jobs. So that's how bad can be if it's a publicly traded company and you focus on profit and not even long-term profit, just next quarter. You make money just next quarter, next few months. So what you do as a smart CEO, you fire everybody, especially the most expensive guys, that the only one that actually know the job and work. So you fire them because they are expensive. And said, oh wow, you save so much money. And the company collapses. Everything stops working. You have to wipe code your operating system to survive because there's no real people with knowledge left. Beautiful. So Gabe Newell, because this is a private company, was able to invest into Linux and keep wasting money for over a decade. Gabe Newell investing in Steam on Linux, Steam machine. We've got second Steam machine, another second, two failures pretty much. And they keep doing that and keep supporting Linux. And now we are getting really close. There will be a shift when people actually will switch to Linux for gaming. We not almost. I think we are getting really close. I don't know how far we are. I already switched. I mostly play on Linux, but I'm talking like mainstream. I think we are not far. As soon as SteamOS will come pre-installed on gaming pre-builds and laptops, It's done, in my opinion. It's done. This will be the moment. Steam OS pre-installed on gaming PC and laptops. I think that will be the moment. And consoles, well, I don't know. Imagine the world without consoles and only PC. Wow, I think Valve is not as unlucky. I think maybe it's actually the most humongous luck Valve could face what is happening, because it hit just in the right moment to kill the next console generation, bro. Basic not public company. Okay, let's leave some. Let's. I'm sure it was public company. It would have been bought up long time ago and died, possibly, very possibly, and we wouldn't have a Steam. Just imagine that. Imagine that. No Steam. And I've got a theory. Let me tell you. Not let me. Please, let me know what you think. Epic Store. Epic Store. Why it's so bad, and it was insisting of being so bad. Why it's so hated. What was that? What the hell is that? My theory is why they insisted to be so bad and to avoid copying any idea from Valve, from Steam, insisting to be so bad, is because they thought, and I think that's one of the reasons. I think the management team make very bad decisions. Sorry, I keep it's because they thought it's a good idea to copy PlayStation Store. And ladies and gentlemen, you may not be aware, and maybe it's difficult to believe, Epic Store is way better than PlayStation Store. Yes, PlayStation Store is way worse than Epic. It's yes, that. So they improve a lot if they were based on PlayStation, because they thought this is a good example, a good successful store, so let's copy them. Simplicity, lack of options, makes sense. And now I think they changed their mind and they will shift and start being a competition directly to Steam. True. The difference between having to please shareholders or your customers, and you have to please your shareholders within few months. When Gabe could say, okay, we switch into Linux, we investing into Linux, doesn't matter how long it will take, doesn't matter how much money it will cost, we will do it. And 15 freaking years investing into Linux, into Arch, into KDE project, into Proton translation layer, keep working on that, releasing Steam Deck, releasing Steam Machine, promoting Steam verified, SteamOS verified, Steam Deck verified games on the front page, motivating developers to optimize for Steam Deck and Steam Machine and SteamOS, and it's working. Slowly, games work better and better on Steam. Insane. Kernel anti-cheats. Now, it's not necessary. They can change the idea. The anti-cheats can be different. It's just they can, if we get to a point when it will be profitable to have online games on Linux, they will find a way. Maybe it won't be kernel anti-cheats. Maybe it will be some other anti-cheats. They will find a way. As simple as that. There is some money, guys, bro, developers. Here is some money. This is millions of dollars. Just find us a way. That's how you find a way as a big boss. You have big money or investors' money and hire people who knows the job, and you tell them, find me a solution. This is what we want to do. This is the money. And you find people who agree for the deal and will find you a way. And of course, you need managements to do that. Hardware Accent is a big fan of Stellar Blade. I don't own the game at the moment. Yeah, I haven't completed. Obviously, if I don't know the game, I haven't completed yet. But it looks cool. I like this kind of games. I like. I'm not sure if you can say if it's Dark Souls kind of Souls like, but I like difficult games. This kind of story, yeah, action games. Epic Game Store has some really bad game packages. Yes, for example, this I don't know. Okay, I didn't know that games work worse on Epic as well. Oh yeah, Epic is now supporting Linux. Not yet. They, I'm not sure if it's true. If that is actually true, I'm not sure if it's real. Uh, by the way, guys, I need to show you what Windows does. You see the clock? It's not real clock, but guys, I need to open. I will show you something. That's how I love Windows. Yeah, I open the time, and this is happening when I'm switched to Linux and back to Windows. Set the time automatically. That's, yeah, it's on. Bro, check it out. Check it out. The vibe coded Windows. Off and on. Bro, why you do this? Like, how you can be so bad? How you can be so bad? Why do you even have these options on? This option on, this one? Yeah. What does it mean? What does it say? Set the time automatically. What does it mean automatically? Automatically, not manually. What like did? Why I have to do this? Like, how? It's a clock, bro. It's a clock. It's just a clock. It's just showing you the time. Why you cannot do like? How hopeful you are about Windows, the best operating system in the world. Like, how, like, uh, bro, how can you be so bad? Like, how? Hey, Corvo Jigger. Hey there, bro. I like the word bro, by the way. Makes me laugh. That simple word. There's a big community in my country that pirate games on Steam Deck, and they all playing them from Steam. It's the same thing, maybe a little tweaking sometimes. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about that, pirating games and playing directly from Steam. I don't pirate games anymore. I used to be when I was living in Poland, and buying a game, it was more than 1 week salary. One game, more than 1 week of, I think, yeah, if you translate to minimum wage, one game was costing more than a week at some point, long time ago, when the economy in my country was worse and games felt very expensive. I think when you, yeah, I think- so I absolutely understand that. To fix the time, you, okay, you know what? This is the one thing with the problem is not big enough for me to think about this. It's like it's it's just in like not small enough to not care completely, but not big enough to actually put effort into that. I say, ah, okay, next time, okay, next time, and it keeps infuriating you, and you still like, okay, next time. It's not a big deal. It's, but there's so many of those no big deals on Windows. Yeah, you can fix it. Okay, I will check it out actually. Cry for Fear. No, I haven't played. I haven't played Cry for Fear. Morris Raw. Yeah, Windows Pass. Awesome. My yeah. Ah, there was Windows XP 64 bit version, or what it means, max 2 terabytes. I'm not sure. I think there was two version of Windows XP, 32 bits like old type and 64 bits like modern type. Was less popular 64 because much heavier. Modern systems are 64 bit, much more heavier. 32 is way lighter but very limited. Does SteamOS will work with any game, or are there limits? Okay, good question, Cosmic. No, it doesn't work with any game, SteamOS, but it works with any game I own. For single player games, it's close to 100% support. What SteamOS has problem with is some online games with anti-cheats. So depends what you want to play. If you want to play Fortnite, and usually when you are an online player, this is one or two games that you mostly play. So it's pretty much for you, like 100% of the games don't work on SteamOS if you are unlucky. The time issue is because Windows uses local time while Linux uses. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I know. I know it switches. Like, I don't care. Like, bro, why do you even have these options? Why you fake this to me? Just don't have this button on. Just have a button reset. But this is like misleading. Like, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Why? It's just misleading. When it's on, it's supposed to be on. Why it's not automatically? And when I on, off, and on, then suddenly, okay. Thank you for a reminder that we have this option. Now it's on. But when I switch off, yeah, SteamOS works with Steam games. Steam, yeah. Yes, I only play SteamOS games, so I don't know if somebody wants to pirate games or something like that, and use games from other stores. I don't know. I don't play pirated games at all, and it's not because of some moral reasons. It's because, sorry, it's inconvenient for me, and games become way more affordable, and I don't play those games. I buy games. It's mostly for benchmarking anyway now. I rarely play games. I sometimes do, and they got addicted and don't move and spend 120 hours on some Japanese RPG, and it's like no life, addict pretty much. No food, no nothing. It's just I need to finish the game. I'm scared to touch any game now. Yeah, also, yeah, exactly. And on Windows, you're afraid to download some, virus, some other software. Everything feels like dodgy. Like, can you trust? Of course, you cannot trust. You have no idea. And this kind of additional apps that you need to apply on top, like, what does it actually apply? Can I use my banking on that PC? Or this PC is cooked and it's gaming only now and nothing else? You know, that's the feeling. Like, I don't want this inconvenience. I think that's what Gabe said, that piracy is not problem of price. It's problem of, how we can call that? Of, yeah, convenience. It's convenience problem, piracy. What is your opinion about game devs optimizing games so bad and relying on frame gen and FSR? Uh, Good question. So, the way game optimization works, from what I understand, don't imagine a developer sitting in front of a computer. Imagine a big company, a shareholder company, and you have bosses, and bosses said, okay, we need to make a new game. And the bosses first make decision. What engine? Okay, Unreal Engine 5 because it's cheaper. You hire people, you hire management, and it's just a lot of bureaucracy, many levels of management. Nobody is responsible for anything. Everything takes forever, and you take 7 years, like 3 years is wasted just for the messaging emails between layers of management. People finally make the game that works on PlayStation. Then you spend another few $1 million to make PlayStation, to make PC port, like barely, and it's just copy settings from PlayStation, because if you want to optimize game for PlayStation to squeeze everything, you do use all these tricks, upscaling and everything, and this is directly ported to PC. So we need at least 12 gigabytes of video memory for games to not crash and work okay. And you have all this like super low resolution, because that's how console works, and you need 3 times more powerful PC to have a like normal visuals on PC, because you don't want 30 FPS to 720 upscaled to 1080p. So it's a problem of money, time, skill issue, like, but not skill issue, like how much money you are willing to spend for the best developers that are very, very few in the whole world. How many millions of dollars, and how you can justify in front of shareholders. So yes, complex problem. But okay, for me it's not a problem. Let's say it's that for me it's not a problem, because I don't play badly optimized games that don't work well on my PC. Problem solved for me. I just avoid those games. If it's the game I really, really want to play and it's badly optimized, actually I'm lucky, because my PC is good enough and I have tough skin. I can play at 30 FPS if I have to. Just, yeah, that's how I deal with the problem. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Any ideas for new videos? What I'm going to do in new videos, I will probably do what I did in the last video, just more. Compare all different limiters and the latency cost, the smoothness, VRR stability. That's a new thing. I'm surprised that more people are not talking about this, that it's such a new subject, but I love it. I find it fascinating. It's like the actual real numbers, the FPS that your screen is displaying, because the VRR adjusts to frames on your game, and this gives, I think, the best image how stable something is. So what I will do, MSI Afterburner or CapFrameX the same, because it's just Riva Tuner statistics server. One limiter here, there's one limiter here, not many people know about this. 3 limiters here. You have 2 limiters in AMD. I cannot use NVIDIA. I know 90% of people use NVIDIA. I have no access to NVIDIA, so it is what it is. But I also like SteamOS. I don't want to lose access to SteamOS. I'm a huge fan of SteamOS. I love it. And NVIDIA has 0 FPS on SteamOS. So that will be my next video, probably. Also, somebody asked me if I can compare, for some reason, this game in particular, Grand Theft Auto, on Windows and Linux, but it will be simple video. I don't know the time when it's gonna happen, but I'm surprised that my last videos were so popular. I didn't expect that. Linux gaining popularity. When do you think will be the biggest shift? I think SteamOS pre-installed. That will be the shift. When that happens, when we get to that point, that will be the switch. Then to be so quick when that happens. YouTube, Discord, Reddit, yeah, exploding, guys, in popularity. Again, I highly recommend this Discord channel. Super cool channel. My favorite by far. Really good. Amazing people. Way smarter than me on that Discord channel. Best measuring app. I think this was covered. It depends what you measure. There's no direct answer. But at the moment, my favorite, from least favorite to one of the most favorite app, is FrameView app, because the 1% low from this app represent VRR fluctuation most accurately. I think this 1% low, tiny app from NVIDIA, and alongside this one. Before, I was using this one only. Now I'm changing my mind and using this one more. I I think I was proven wrong, I think. And VRR stability. Now some people said it cannot be fixed. I think I disagree at the moment. Just because somebody had like five, it doesn't matter, 10 screens with horrible VRR flicker, it doesn't mean, I don't think it does mean everything, because maybe you are rich and you've tried few very expensive monitors with 360 hertz, 400 hertz, with very wide range, and that wide range cause wide instability, and maybe cheaper screen with very tiny window make the VRR work better. I don't know. I think it can be stable, because I see proof in front of my eyes. I couldn't make any settings without VRR better than with VRR, especially when using Frame Pacer or MSI Afterburner with front edge sync. But I will be switching probably to this app, by the way. Just saying. I think this is more accurate. I will be ditching MSI. But this one is still using Riva Tuner. So when I will be saying Riva Tuner statistics server, I'll still using that. Amazing. Riva Tuner is amazing. Just in from this one. Because they're coupled together. I'm not sure. Some people use it just bare Riva Tuner, but I don't like that. I like using from this app, or now from this app. Okay, test GTA 4 with Fusion Fix mod installed. It improves stability. So I've heard that this game gets way, 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 way better with mods, but should I do with mods or should I do vanilla and see if Linux itself can improve vanilla? If Linux alone can replace the necessity for mods. Or, yeah. And guys, I think that's it. Is it 2.5 hours? It was, guys, it was amazing. Thank you so much for coming to the Discord channel, to the stream, hopefully to the Discord channel as well. If you have any suggestion, I think Discord is the best place to let me know. Yes, and whatever idea you've got, throw at me. I will see. I cannot promise. I cannot follow every single idea. I have very limited time. It's just one of me. Can you imagine? Just one. Just one. I wish I could multiply and have so many of me, all the slaves that look at me and just work for me, and I'm just control, oh, do this, do that, oh, yeah, another video, yeah, 5 videos a day. I wish, but that's not the case. And yeah, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. Now let's see if I can switch it off. Really. So this stream was brought to you by you. Thanks to you, this stream exists. You are the energy and fire that drives this channel. I love that. I love the education I'm going through with you. The rabbit hole. This channel, a lot of people saying this word, rabbit hole. We're going through this rabbit hole together, crawling, learning, getting stronger, more educated, and improving PC gaming performance and understanding. Guys, thank you so much. I think that's the button. Is that's going to happen? I think so. Let's